Hello everyone, welcome to our new video. In this video we are going to discuss some string library functions for manipulation of string in Java. In our previous video we have also learned some inbuilt string functions, and in this video again we are going to learn some string library functions for manipulation of strings. So let's start the video. The first function that we have is the substring function. This function is used to extract a part of a string, that means the simultaneous character, from one index to another, and it returns the string value. So substring, the function is used to extract the part of the string, and the syntax is also given here. So we are extracting a substring from the string. For example, we have taken one example as string str1, which is equals to computer, and here we are extracting the substring from the string str1, and we have specified the index at 4. So the function will return all the characters of the string starting from the 4th index, and if we calculate it starting from index 0, so at 4th index we have the character which is equals to u. So the function will return the characters u, t, e and r, this 4 characters from the string str1, and the result will get stored in the string str2. So let's work out with one example. Here we have taken a string str which is equals to programming, and here we are taking a substring starting from index 3. So it will extract all the characters starting from index 3. In index 3 we have the letter which equals to G, so it will extract all the characters starting from G. So the output will be GRAMMING. And in the next case we have also taken another substring function. We have used another substring function, and here we are passing two parameters 3 and 7. So obviously it returns the part of the string starting from 3rd index to the 6th position by excluding the character which is available at the 7th position. So obviously it returns the character from 3 to 7. So the character, if we starting from 3, again we have G, and at index 4 we have the character R, index 5 we have A, and index 6 we have M. So this function will return the characters from 3 to 7, and the result will get stored inside in the string Q. So the output will be G, R, A and M. This string will be stored inside in the variable Q. So let's see the output. Here we can see that the variable P has the value GRAMMING at the index starting from 3, and in the next case the variable Q equals to GRAM, as we have specified from index 3 to index 6. It returns the substring from index 3 to 6. So this is how the substring function works. So moving on to our next function. Our next function we have replace. So this function is used to replace a character by another character, or we can also replace a string by another string at all its occurrences in the given string. So this function also returns the string value. So here syntaxes are available for this function. We can also replace a character with another character, as well as we can replace a string with another string. So here, to replace a character, first we have to write the character that we want to replace, and then we have to write the character that to appear. So let us work with one example. Here we have taken an string str1 which is equals to PROGRASSING, and in the next statement we are going to replace all the occurrences of the character s with aim. So for that reason we have written a function str1 dot replace s comma aim, so that will replace all the occurrences of s in the string str1 by aim. So here str2 results in programming the character s replaced by the character aim. In the next case we have replaced a string, the word green, with the letter red. So obviously all the occurrences of green will be replaced by the letter red. So let's work out with this example. Here we have written a small program, string str equals to PROGRASSING. We have taken the same example, and here we are replacing the occurrences of s with the letter aim. In the next case we have taken another example, str1 equals to the green bottle is in the green bag, and we are replacing the word green with the letter red. So this is our output. Here we have replaced all the occurrences of s with aim, and in next case all the occurrences of the word green with the word red. So this is how the replace function works. Moving on to our next function, equals. This function is used to compare two strings together to check whether they are identical or not. If they are identical, that means if they are equal, also it returns a boolean type value true, and if they are not equal, it returns a boolean value false. So here equality means all the means both string must have a same characters, including the cases also. If first string has the lowercase character, so in second string also all the characters must be in the lowercase, and all the occurrences of the character will be the same occurrences on the second string. So here for example we have taken a string str1 which is equals to computer, another string str2 equals to calculator, and we are checking whether two strings are equal or not. So let's work out with this example. Here we have taken str equals to computer, where the first character is in capital letter, str1 equals to computer, all the letters are in uppercase, str2 equals to calculator, and again str3 equals to computer, again all the characters in uppercase. So str1 and str3 both having an identical string. So if we just execute this statement str1 dot equals str3, obviously we will get a boolean true value. This function will return the boolean true value, as if we compare character by character, all the occurrences of the character are same, including their cases. So only this function returns the true value, except this function all other function returns the false value. Let's work out with the first function str dot equals str1. So we are actually checking that whether the string str means the computer is equals to the next case str1, whether two strings are equal or not. So in this case the string computer has the first character, str has the first character capital C. In next case str1 has the first character which is also capital C. So both are equal, but all the respective characters after that are remains unequal, since first string has the lowercase character and the next string has the uppercase character. Though both have the same word and same meaning, but the cases are different. So if we compare str with str1, so the function equals obviously returns a boolean false value, simply a boolean false value that will be returned by the function. In the next case, where we are comparing str1 with str2. So here what happens, the first character of str1, which is equals to capital C, and first character of str2, which is equals to a small character, small letter. So again the function will return the false value, and in third case also the function will return the false value. So that's only in this case, the last possible case, the function will return the true value, and in every other case the function returns false value. Let's work out with one example. As we can see that first three cases the function returning the false value, and only the last case the function returns the true value. So this is how the equal function works. It only returns the true value when the strings are identical including their cases. Only then it returns the true value. Our next function is equal ignore case. This function is also used to compare two strings to check whether both strings are identical or not after ignoring their cases. So that means here the uppercase and lowercase character are treated to be same. It also returns a boolean data value as true or false. So here we are comparing the computer. First string has all the characters is in lowercase, and in the second string str2 again the same value computer but all the characters in uppercase. So if we compare str1 with str2 and we are using the function equals ignore case, so it compares whether two strings are equal or identical or not by ignoring their cases. So if we ignore the cases, both the string has the equal value. Let's work out with one example. So we have taken again the same thing. The str holds the value computer, str1 holds the value computer, all the character is in capital letter, str2 holds the value calculator, and str3 again holds the value computer, all the character is in capital letter. So we have the first function str dot equal ignore case str1. So when str is getting compared with str1, obviously if we ignore the cases then both the value are identical. So obviously the function will return a true value. Since we are using equal ignore case, the function will return true value. In the next case, when we are checking str1 with str2, obviously if we ignore the cases then also two strings are not equal, so it will return the false value. In third case, when we are comparing str with str2, so means we are comparing computer with calculator, that is also return the false value since both having different words. But in the last case where we are comparing str1 with str3, so if we ignore the cases then also it returns the true value. So for two cases, for the first case we are getting a true value, and for the last case we are also getting a true value, and other cases we are getting a false value. So these two cases we are getting the false value, boolean value false, and for other two cases we are getting a true value. So now let's see the output of this program. Then obviously we will have an idea that we are getting two true values and two false values. So here equal ignore case has this advantage as compared to equals. So in this output we are getting true values for the first one and for the last one as we have discussed, and in the middle two cases we are getting the false values. So this function has one advantage as compared to equals. In case of equals, if the words are same and if we used different cases, uppercase and lowercase, then also it lead to the false result. But in this case the uppercase and lowercase letters treated to be the same. So therefore if two strings have same value but different cases, then also it returns the true value. So that is the biggest advantage of equal ignore case function. Now we are moving on to our next function, compare to. It also a type of function which compare true string. Now it is not only checks the equality of the string, but also it checks whether a string is bigger or smaller than the other or not. So it returns the integer value. So if two strings are equals to, obviously two strings are equal, then it returns value which is equals to 0. So here we have taken an example. String str1 has the value equals to computer, string str2 also having the same value computer. So what this function does, this function performs the comparison based on the lexicographical order. So the differences of the ASCII code of the corresponding characters are getting checked. Now if we compare each and every character of str1 with that of str2, so on index 0 we have C, on index 1 both the string have O, on index 2 both the string has M. So in this way all the characters are same. So therefore this if function compare to returns the value 0. So the variable b holds the value which is equals to 0. So the function compare to produces 3 values if two strings are identical including their cases, then it returns a 0 value. If first string is greater than the second one, means it checks the ASCII code. So obviously if in the first string have the ASCII code, the ASCII code of the character in the first string is greater than the ASCII code that of the character of the second string on the same index position, then it returns the positive value. And if in case the ASCII code of the second string at the index position, let's say for example 0, the ASCII code of the second string is greater than that of the first string, then in that case it returns a negative value. So let's work out with one example. We have taken the same example, string str equals to computer, string str1 equals to the same value computer, but all the characters is in uppercase. String str2 is equals to calculator, all the characters in lowercase. And the last string that we have taken, string str3 equals to computer, all the character is in uppercase. So we have also written 4 different function for compare to. Just we can see that these two string str1 and str2 are equal. So the last function where we are comparing str1 with str3, here the ASCII code is matches for each and every character of str1 with each and every character of str3, so that results 0. In the last one it results 0, as the ASCII code of C, the ASCII code of capital C matches with that ASCII code of capital C in str3. Again the ASCII code of capital O matches with the ASCII code of capital O in str3. The ASCII code of capital M then getting compared with the ASCII code of capital M in str3, and also it matches. So in this way then it checks the ASCII code of P with P and U with U. So in this way it checks in lexicographical manner, and this function results to the integer value that is equals to 0. So in first case where we are comparing str with str1, so let's see, in our string str we have computer, and the first character which is small c, the first character in str which is equals to small c, and that of in str1 which is equals to a capital C. So obviously small c has the ASCII code between 97 to 122, and capital C has the ASCII code between 65 to 90. So here str is getting compared with str1. So str means the small c is getting compared with capital C. So actually we are finding the difference between ASCII code of small c with that of capital C. So obviously the ASCII code of small c is greater than that of capital C. So after executing this function str.compare to str1, if we execute this function, that results a positive value. This function results a positive value. It will find out the difference between the ASCII code of small c and the ASCII code of capital C. Obviously the difference between small c and capital C is 32. So this function will print an integer value which is equals to 32, and since the first character is different, so compared to stops comparing the other characters, the process stops here and just it display the difference between these two characters which is equals to 32. So this is how the compare to function performs the comparison based on the lexicographical order of the strings, like the searching a word in a dictionary. In case of third function where we are comparing str1 with str2, that also results positive or negative value. Let's see what will be the result. So here in str1 we have the value capital C, and str2 we have the value first character, that is small c. So here the capital C is getting subtracted with that of small c. Obviously ASCII code of capital C is greater than lesser than the ASCII code of small c. So when we are finding the difference of ASCII code of capital C minus ASCII code of small c, obviously the result will be in the negative. So this function str1 dot compare to str2, that lead us to a negative value, since here we are comparing capital ASCII code of capital character with that of small character. So again the procedure stops after comparing the first character, and it just results the difference between ASCII code of capital C minus ASCII code of small c. So obviously the difference is negative, because the ASCII code of capital C, that is lies between 65 to 90, and that of small c is lies between 97 to 122. So obviously 97 is greater than 65. So when we are finding the difference, we are actually subtracting a value that is between 97 to 122 from a value that is lies between 65 to 90. So it will result to a negative value. The third one where we are comparing str with str2. So here the first character of the str is small c, and the first character of str2 is also small c. So both the ASCII code matches. So when the ASCII code matches, this function compared to just check whether the next characters are equal or not. So obviously it compares O with A, str with str2. So the character on the first index, that is O, the character on the first index of the string str2, that is A. So again the small o, the lowercase character o, has the ASCII code that is greater than the small case character A. So it just find out the difference, just print the difference between O and A. So only this case we are getting a result 0. The first case we are getting a positive result, next case we are getting a negative result, and in third case we are also getting a positive result, since we are subtracting the ASCII code of A from ASCII code of O. So third case also we are getting a positive result. The difference, so here we can see the output. The first case we are getting the positive result, which is equals to 32. The last case we are getting the result which is equals to 0, as two strings are identical comparing their lexicographical order. In the second case we are getting a negative value, and in the third case we are getting the difference between O and A, 14 characters. This is how the compare to function works. Moving on to our next function, that will be starts with. So the function starts with, it returns a boolean type value if a given string is used as the prefix to another string. So if a given string is started with a specified prefix, then this function starts with returns a boolean value true, otherwise it returns a boolean value false. So here we are comparing the string str1 and we are checking whether the string str1 it starts with the word or the substring com or not. So obviously the string str1 computer starts with the prefix, specified prefix com. So here B results true. Let's work out with one example. Here we have taken a string str which is equals to object oriented programming, and we have written three functions. So first one we are checking that the string is started with the specified prefix object or not. Second we are checking the specified prefix object or not. Just find out the difference that in first cases the first character is small o or o in lower case, and in next case the o is in uppercase, and in third case we are checking that the function is start with ob or not, where o is in uppercase. So obviously if we just see the word of str, it started with object where o is in uppercase. So the first one that result a false value, but in the next two cases we are getting a true value. In next two cases we are getting the true value except the first one. So let's compile this and let's see the output of this function. Only the first case we are getting the false value, and in the respective two cases we will get the true value. So here this is the output. For the first case we are getting the false value, as it's not started with object, means the o is in small letter, rather the o is in uppercase. And other two cases we are getting the true value. It started with object and also it started with ob, the specified prefix. So this is how the starts with function works. It checks whether the function has a specified prefix or not. If this, then it returns the true value, otherwise it returns a false value. Similar to this function we have another function ends with, that checks whether a function is ending with a specified suffix or not. If the function is ending with a specific suffix, then this function returns a boolean true value, otherwise it returns a false value. So here we are working with one example, string str1 equals to computer. So this string ends with the specified index ter, therefore B results here the true value. So let's work out with one example. We have taken the same example, str equals to object oriented programming, and we are checking this function ends with that in the first case ends with the word programming or not. The result is yes, all the characters are equal including their cases. The p start with uppercase. In the next case it also results to a true, it ends with ing, obviously it ends with ing. In third one, obviously where we have program, we are missing ing, so third one that results only false. It not ends with the specified index program, means after program we have MING, another specific string, so this results a boolean value false, but in first two cases we are getting a true value. So let's see the output of this program. So here for the first two cases we are getting a true value, and the last case we are getting a false value as because the string is not end with the specified index program, so we are getting a false value. So thanks for watching the video. This is all about the string functions that is used for manipulation of the strings. So if you like the video, then hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and share the video with others. So thanks for watching the video. In our next video we will work with another few more string functions. So till then, goodbye and have a nice day.